to the Toyota Lounge for the DNVR Avalanche Podcast, powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships. We got Eric, we got Gizmo, we got Rudo coming to you live. The other day, we discussed potential Calder Trophy winners. So today, we figured we'd expand on that and make way too early trophy predictions in general. Who's going to win what in the NHL this year? Before we jump in, I did want to mention some of our DLLS people were not happy that we didn't mention Logan Stankoven as one of the possible Calder winners.
Oh, okay. Sure.
He's not, don't get me wrong, he's a good player. Technically still qualifies by one game as a rookie this year. He only played 24 in the regular season last year. I don't think he will hit it. I don't think he'll be able to compete with the Macklin Celebrinis. Not that he's not a good player. Sure, he'll have a good year for Dallas, but he wouldn't be one of my finalists.
Oh, I mean, come on. Like, again, I'm sorry on the Calder, but it's, I mean, I see you got Macklin staying with Jumbo now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be dialed in. I mean, he's getting an education. He's such a good kid. He's such a good player. It's just, I don't know how you go anywhere other than, I mean, gosh, I've loved watching Macklin play.
Yeah,
it's not a slam dunk like Connor was, but it's pretty
close.
I mean, we'll talk about it today because I'm sure we're going to talk about the Calder.
It's
right?
on the list.
I'm going somewhere else than Macklin, so I'm just letting you know. Even though I'm a big Macklin fan.
You're going somewhere other than Macklin for the Calder?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, but Stankoven was on my list yesterday. We just didn't talk about, not yesterday, but was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
It was Monday
A couple days
or
ago.
Tuesday.
Whatever.
I guess
Yeah.
it would have been Tuesday.
It is, and I'll show you. It's on my, I mean, I have him just on the outside of a finalist. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
again,
yeah.
I'm sure he'll be good.
Good player. Hey,
Yeah.
listen, very impressed by him. I was. Didn't know much about him when he came in the playoffs. Obviously, before the playoffs, but we got a good look as Avs fans in the playoffs by him. Very impressed.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive. Little statue, but big game. You know what I mean? Like stature. Little stature,
yeah.
but big game. Yeah, I like him.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I hate that the Avs have to play him all the time, but don't think he's going to be a Calder finalist. Do we want to just start there? Should we just get the Calder pick out of the way?
Whoa.
I'm going crazy with some of my picks on this show. Not with the Calder. I'm just taking Macklin for that one.
Dogs are going free right now. Dogs are going free. Been a while.
Boy, dogs are off.
No, dogs are off. Oh, man, does that feel good.
Kick the shoes off?
Yeah, like Dale Griffith.
Oh, nice.
Shower curtain. Ring division.
It's okay.
You know?
Free shoes give you any challengers to Celebrini, or is this just a slam dunk for him?
Well, you guys go ahead. I'm gonna.
I took Celebrini. I
You
took the
did?
cop-out
Okay.
answer.
Yeah, Celebrini.
Here's who I'm taking. I like Macklin. I do. I hate to admit it. I'm a big Will Smith fan too. You know, I don't like that.
I said Will Smith the other day. I said Will Smith was going to contend.
Yeah, the BU-BC rivalry I don't like.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I do like Will Smith. I just think that their team won't be able to be there enough. You know what I mean? Like, again, that might play in their favor, right? Because they'll have a little less pressure. I don't care what people say. There's a lot less pressure when there's nothing on the line.
Yep.
It's like a team that at the end of the season, the last 10 games of the season, they go on the run. It's like, oh, great, wait till next year. I mean, we all know, like, man, there's nothing on the line. That's why they're winning games. You got to win games in October, you know. I'm not saying the Sharks won't win. I'm saying that I think I like what they're doing. I like what, where they're at right now, especially because of Macklin and Will.
But they're not there yet.
But they're not there. So are you ready? Spicy hot take.
All right.
You ready? I'm not really getting outside of BU. I'm going Lane Hudson. I don't know why.
That is a little spicy.
It's a hunch. I just wasn't sure what to make of his game last year. Saw him play a lot, obviously. I wasn't sure. Then you're going to say, well, you're contradicting yourself because you're going to base it on the last 2 games you played in the NHL at the end of the year. Yeah. Which meant nothing. You know what I mean? Because they're exactly what I just said. But
Yep.
I just have a hunch that so dynamic. I think he's going to get the free reins. And I don't know why. I think Montreal will do better than San Jose will. I think people will fall in love with him in that market. And we all know the East Coast bias, with all the respect to Lane. Please have some freaking fans on Tiff right now. She is
She's crushing it.
Air.
She's crushing it.
Just got you a nice cold coffee. Come on.
She's crushing it.
But I'm going my hot take here. I'm going Lane Hudson. He's out of his mind. I said last year, Devin Levi. Yeah, it went really well for me.
I'm surprised he didn't take Dustin Wolf this year. Yeah.
Well, I said it Monday.
I know the other day.
I said
I know.
he's on the outside. He's the dark horse. If you got to bet on a dark horse, that's the guy. I'm going Lane Hudson because so dynamic. His footwork, his hands. He's so dynamic, and now you're gonna get line A up front, and they got a little more weapons, what I mean, than they've had before. Hopefully Kirby, Doc is gonna be there, and the next thing they have some decent players, what I mean, especially on the power play. I think he's gonna make his mark on the power play. Lane Hudson, I'm staying inside the BU bubble. Edges, Macklin, Celebrini.
All right.
And
If you
Will
want
Smith.
a more in-depth conversation on the Calder, go watch our show from Tuesday where we talk about a whole bunch of rookies, including some of the goalies and all of that. For today's show, we can move on to our next award. We have our list that we're going to put up here. I want to start at the bottom. We also have AJ's picks emailed in. I want to start with the Selke, though.
Hold on, because I can't read. We all know that.
Yep.
Please read AJ the Menace.
His picks will come up in a minute.
No, but I mean, he's got.
He just says Celebrini and Smith are going to cannibalize each other, so it could be wide open for the Calder.
All right.
It's actually not a bad point.
They definitely might take some picks off each other. My conspiracy theory, though, is it's going to be 3 Sharks in the finalists. Celebrini, Smith, and Askarov all make the finalists. So guaranteed Shark to win the Calder.
I like that. That's spicy. That's like like in. They have at the bar. You have a Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
And in Canada, it's a Bloody Caesar, buddy, because they're way better than Bloody Marys.
Is it the
so
same
that's a
thing?
spicy. Nah, it's with
Same,
Clamato.
but
It's with
different.
Clamato.
Yeah,
Clamato,
same,
buddy.
but different.
So that was like a little spicy Bloody Caesar by Rudo there. I like it.
Got to have something spicy with lunch, I
All
guess.
right.
Excuse me. I want to start with the Selke.
Okay.
We're going to do some other ones, but our 4 big picks are the Selke, the Vezina, the Norris, and the Hart.
Okay.
Current Selke holder is Alexander Barkov, also won a Stanley Cup. Not bad. Not bad hockey player right there. The Selke's a weird one, right? Because a lot of it is reputation. If you look over the last handful of years, and since this decade, since 2020, it's been Andrzej Kopitar, or no, not Andrzej Kopitar,
Bergie.
Patrice Bergeron, who's now retired. The other winner of this decade is Alexander Barkov. So is it easy to just pick him again or not? You guys go first because I have a spicy pick that people are going to be mad about.
I like 2 guys.
Okay.
I like 2 guys.
Oh, let me guess.
Go ahead. I'm not going to say it. I was thinking about it. Maybe earlier in his career, yes, but not right now.
So he's not. He's not the LA King.
Not the LA King.
All right, fair.
He's a little too old, I think.
I think.
Yeah,
You know,
fine.
but not that he's old. I love you, brother.
He's for a hockey player, he's old.
But yeah, but I like Jordan Stahl a lot.
Sure.
And I think even more invigorated this year. And by the way, a finalist last year with the C on his chest. Now I like Austin Matthews.
That's my pick.
You guys. Who would AJ pick?
AJ picked Barkov. Total cop out.
I'll take Matthews.
AJ, what a softie. Takes the layup.
Yep, I'll
All
take
right.
Matthews.
You go.
I'll tell you what I'm going to take. One of my all-time favorite. I don't want to say bounce back season because it wasn't that bad of a season, but I just feel it this year. I don't know why. The Factor, Ryan O'Reilly,
Ooh,
winning
actually,
the Selke this year.
That's a good pick.
Love you, Ryan.
Okay.
Ron O'Reilly's a good pick, but I'm
I
sticking
don't
with
think
Austin
he
Matthews.
has it anymore. Yeah.
Also
All
getting
right.
a little older.
So we have Barkov, O'Reilly, and Matthews.
See? 4 for 4.
I was going to take Matthews. I just think, again, a guy who's really, really underrated a little bit on the defensive side of his game. Giz just mentioned it. You put that C on his chest this year. That dynamic in Toronto has changed a little bit, I think, where every year it feels like do or die for them. But Matthews has proven he can score all the goals. How can he change his game a little bit to help that team take that next step? It's becoming elite defensively.
I'm going to add some about him, though, Matthews. This is the way I feel about the award, right or wrong. He has another season of 70 butts, and then all of a sudden he does, or whatever he did last year, 68 or
69, I think,
69
yeah.
butts. and then he does it again, and obviously doesn't win the freaking Hart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say it's manipulated. I think it's just your subconscious is like, oh,
Well, let's give him this.
well, let's
other
give him this
award,
one.
yeah.
I know you're gonna say different people vote for different awards and all that kind of stuff. I don't remember who votes for the Selke, but I just think it's just kind of like, oh, you feel bad.
Yeah.
That doesn't take anything away from him being a good player. That's not what I'm saying. But
No,
remember-
it's
you see what
very
I'm
much.
trying to say?
Selke's very much a reputation award as much as anything.
you know what I mean?
For sure.
Or even the Lady Bang. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's
Mac
like,
won it
you know-
that year. They
you know
came
what I mean?
second.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm not downplaying it. They're major awards. It's awesome. And I'm not certainly not putting down Austin Matthews. But we'll see.
It's interesting because I think the other part of this is the Selke is an award for the best defensive forward who also scores enough points.
Yeah.
Because if you're really giving it the best defensive forward, it'd go to someone like Logan O'Connor or something.
Well, Guy Carbonneau back then used to
Yeah.
win all the time.
Right.
And, Dougie Jarvis. And, I'm
Nowadays,
freaking
you
going
got to
down.
at least put up like 50,
Yeah.
60 something points to be even in the conversation for the Selke.
Yeah, I was going to say Logan O'Connor. I mean, we are an Avalanche podcast. If I'm Logan O'Connor, that should be a goal of mine every year, too. I want to be in the conversation.
It's so hard when you're not a center to be in this
Yeah, I was going to
Selke
say,
conversation.
you need
but-
more minutes sometimes, but whatever.
But since Giz took Matthews, I'm going to take Sidney Crosby.
Okay.
A couple years ago, he said the one thing he still really wants to win other than another cup in his career is a Selke. Something that he's specifically made a point of to work on in his game as he starts to get up into his 30s a little bit. I don't know if he's actually going to win it, but I think it's an interesting conversation as a guy who wants to round out that part of his game as someone when it's all said and done, he'll probably be considered a top 5 all-time player. If he wants to win one, he probably can.
Everything he does is right on the. I mean, I don't care what people say.
The guy's he's a hell of a hockey player. I don't know how you can't really go against him.
It's just kind of like Stevie Y in the 90s and, putting up 160 points a year. And then Scotty Bowman coming along. And next thing you know, Stevie Y is getting 80, 85 points a year, but he's winning cups, right? You know, that's what I take from Sidney Crosby. Could this guy put up 100 and some points and, still to this day? Absolutely. But I hate that phrase. The 200-foot game is just impeccable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I hate it because it's so true. Like, 200-foot game is so important. And when you have it, boy, oh boy, you want to hang on to those guys. You know what I mean? Like the Barkovs and the Crosbys. And, you know what I mean? It's phenomenal what it can do to a game. It's Anze Kopitar. It's 25 minutes a night where that's why I say, God, I'm going all over the place. But this is where I say all the time about Cale Makar. It's 30 minutes a night where you're like, you can breathe. You can put your drink down, go to the bathroom.
Right.
Only good
he's
things
not going
can
to make
happen.
a mistake. Right.
I mean, again,
right.
I don't care what people say. Like last year, oh my God. For the most part, this guy, it's 30 minutes where you can breathe. And I can tell you, I'm not going to speak for Chris McFarland and C-Mac. You can tell, like, he's watching the game, number 8's on the ice, your shoulders go down a little bit, you feel good for what's going to happen. So it's the same thing with those Selke
Plus,
guys.
it's the last minute against Nashville. But
Yeah, which was, again, that was sue the glass company, you know what I mean? Like, because that was a weird bounce. But when you have those guys, those centermen that can play like that can play against anybody and put up the offense, for me, it's an art, and that's why I always say I love Sidney Crosby so much. It's because of all those things.
who was your pick again, E?
Very similar to those guys, because he's going to have a resurgence this year. It's the factor.
Oh, yeah, O'Reilly.
Ryan
That's right. I don't know. I don't know that I
O'Reilly.
believe this, but
Did Ryan win it one year?
he did.
Yes,
He's won
see?
it
So, all right.
once, I think.
That's what I thought, yeah.
I don't
All
think he
right.
won it a second time, but he definitely won it once.
Well, there's a reason.
O'Reilly.
You talk about good stick, Lecky. Never seen a better stick than Ryan O'Reilly in my career, in my life. Best stick in the league.
You think?
Ugliest stick, but good stick.
Defensively, maybe. I don't.
Instrumental for the Blues.
Best stick in the NHL offensively. I mean, I think of it as a different way. Obviously, the stick handling is different, but best stick.
No, like takeaways and
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
when I think best stick, I think Joe Pavelski with the tips.
yeah,
that he
true.
puts
I mean,
on.
you
A
gotta
different
have-
skill,
yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, different
but
skill.
There's a lot of people with some good hands out there. That's for sure. All right, so those are our Selke choices: Barkov, Crosby, O'Reilly, Matthews. I'll bet at least one of those is a finalist. I'm not going to give us any more confidence than that. But, maybe we got them all right. Maybe there's 3 finalists in those 4 picks. Who knows?
We revisit.
It's always possible. If you're putting on those rose-tinted glasses with your future predictions, make sure they're a pair of Shady Rays. Go get with ShadyRays.com today. Use code DNVR over at their website. Get 35% off any pair of polarized sunglasses with them. Hundreds of selections to choose from, different polarization colors, different styles, whatever it might be. Your next pair of sunglasses is over at Shady Rays. So get with them. Over 300,000 people have given them a 5-star review, so people love their sunglasses. And maybe the coolest part, as Colfax happens behind us, you get a pair with them, and you have 30 days. If you don't like them, you lose them or you break them in those first 30 days, Shady Rays will replace them entirely for free. So get with them again, ShadyRays.com. Make sure you use that DNVR code to get 35% off any of their polarized sunglasses today. And once you got all of your sunglasses on, you're looking good, you're trying to predict the future like us, make sure you're making some money on your future predictions with Bet365. I know Giz was hitting me up for our code.
I got it
the other day. Good.
Nailed it.
DNVR365 is the code to use when you download Bet365. When you use that code and bet $5 on anything, you get $200 in bonus bets.
It's happening tonight. I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow.
Giz is throwing all that free money around.
I'm doing it. Taking the Buffs.
Taking the Buffs.
Ooh.
Taking the Buffs. They're 1-0 so far. I stay away from betting on college football because I just have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not going to lie. But you can bet on everything, whether it be hockey, some of these trophy predictions, you can bet on those. You can go over to football, of course. Basketball will be back soon. You can bet on the Rockies and Chicago White Sox to lose every game, and you'll make a lot of money on them losing. So all options with Bet365. Whatever you bet on, make sure you use that DNVR365 code to get your bonus bets. And, of course, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. What do we have up next? Is the Vezina next?
Vezina.
This is the one that I suck at because I don't know anything about goalies. Look, I don't think there's a ton of unexpected options with the Vezina. It usually comes down to the usual suspects: Shesterkin, Sorokins, Hellebucks. Do we have any spicy picks? Do you think your pick is spicy here, or are we going with goalies you would expect?
Mine might be spicy.
Mine's obvious.
Fire
Hellebuck
away.
won last year, right?
He did. He's the reigning.
It's
Yeah.
Shesterkin for me.
Yeah.
I think he's fantastic. I don't think that's spicy, though.
I don't think that's very
I
spicy.
think that's
either.
pretty much down the middle. And in terms of goaltending, I mean, I have one in my mind that kind of just like popped in, but I think that's way too spicy.
Coward.
I got two names. I got not a winner, but a comeback of some sort. Sorokin.
Okay.
I'm going with that.
Was not his best last year, for
Not
sure.
his best last year. I'm going with a comeback year for him. He doesn't win it. I don't know why. Nashville is just in my mind. I am going back. UC Saros.
UC.
Just like 2
All
years
right.
ago, right? Finalist, didn't
Yep.
win it.
Yep.
Finalist, I think he wins it this year.
All right. I'll tell you what. If UC Saros wins the Vezina this year, that Nashville team is going to be really good.
Well, you know what? I almost said that's the one I was going to say. That was the one that popped into my head.
I don't think he's going to win it.
I'm
but
telling you, there's something weird about Nashville this
Me
year.
too.
I just got a vibe on them. I don't know.
That's interesting because I have the other vibe. I think they're just going to be okay with all the big moves they made.
I don't know why. It's just a hunch. I don't know him. I don't. Do I like his guy? I do. He didn't have the greatest year last year. Very up and down. But I think he's got the 8-year deal right now. I don't think he's going to sit on it. I think he's going to go out there and perform, and that's why I got him in there.
AJ going with Jeremy Swayman.
That's a great
Sounds
pick.
like he's about to get paid like it. So
Well, I mean,
out there in Boston, he might.
he needs to be on the ice. He can't be practicing with Max. You know what I mean? He's got to be practicing with the friggin'
the big
the other
boys.
B team,
Yeah.
the Bruins, not the B Terriers.
Swayman. Good pick.
Great pick, though.
Great
boy,
pick.
oh boy. You talk about swag.
Love Sway.
Yeah.
I love that goalie.
Love Sway.
All
So who you got? What are you doing?
all valid picks. This one I don't know. Should I go with my spicy pick or should I go? boring.
What's in your heart? Erdo?
My heart is Hellebuck just wins it again and then
Boom.
crashes in the playoffs like he always does. But my spicy pick, and this one goes out to Big E and I guess technically a Boston goalie too. If I was going spicy, I would say Joey Decord.
Oh!
I like it.
Ow!
Look,
I like it.
Smokes. I
Friend
like
of the
that
show.
pick.
I think
Friend of the show.
I think he proved he can be a starter last year. Seattle went out; they made their defense better. As much as I hate that Brandon Montour contract in the long term and the immediate term, I think they're going to be a decent defensive, well-rounded team this year.
Dak's a good pick.
Wow, I like it. You talk about hard work? That's hard work. Everything earned, nothing given.
That's hard work.
Love it.
Like that. Good pick. Smart.
Just like Rudo's pick right here. Hard work pick.
So when he has a sub 900 save percentage, you can thank me.
Won't happen.
All right. Vezina, kind of the weird one. I don't know. Goalie awards are always in their own little category.
well, you gotta have like you gotta have a good. Just like anybody, you gotta have a good group in front of you.
Of course, yeah.
You do, and I do believe that's a position that it is so freaking mental. Like it is so when you feel it, you feel it. When you know what I mean. Like when you're on it, you're on it. And I feel that a lot of those guys, like when it goes sideways, then it just goes sideways. You know what I mean? There's no in between.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel that that's kind of what the two guys I was just talking about, Sorokin, Saros, you know, didn't go their way last year. But when it goes their way, like, what a statement I'm making. Like, it's phenomenal to watch. It is, because it's such about confidence and how you feel about making those saves and what you're playing the percentages. You're everything's working for you. You know what I mean? So
Sometimes pucks just hit you.
sometimes pucks just hit you and sometimes they just don't.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, again, I feel like what's his name in the baseball movie there, Tony Robbins, like, it's just winning is just better than losing. What's the movie? Come on, old movie.
Bull Durham.
Bull Durham.
Bull Durham.
He's just winning. It's better than losing. Really? Well, that's a statement.
Did want to ask you guys about the Vezina, if you were voting on it. Games played minimums, because obviously the goaltender position is a little bit different than skaters when it comes to games played totals. If you have a goalie that's a true tandem, if he plays 41 games, is that enough to be considered for the Vezina, or do you need a guy who really gets into that 50-plus range?
I'm going to go, right or wrong, I'm going to go, you got to be more than a tandem guy.
Okay.
That's just my gut. Because I'm not going to say you're more deserving, but you put yourself out there a lot more. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a guy that, never hits or never doesn't. He's not going to get penalty. No crap. The guy doesn't get, involved in anything. So I think the more you're out there, the more you're put yourself out there to have bad spells or bad, So if your sample is too small, then it's like, fair, he had a good year, but does that make him the best in the league? So I do believe you got to have a certain amount of games. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you got to play a little bit more than the average, right? I think you got to. I mean, it's also going to give you the better numbers, too. But I think you got to be in there. I think you got to really kind of, you got to show that you can bear the weight of a heavy schedule and not a lot of rest, and still be consistent with your save percentage and your goals against, and find other ways to contribute. I think that all matters.
Very hockey answer.
But your point is so true, because, okay, go back to AJ's pick, Swayman, that I love, okay?
Yep.
I am telling you right now, I wasn't in the Bruins office listening, but if we were flies on the wall this summer, and part of the problem that they're having right now negotiating his deal is what I'm going to say right now. It's not a hot take. It's human nature. Awesome. We feel you can be the guy, but you've never been the guy. You've always been a tandem guy. And again, what I'm saying right now, I'm not bashing Swayman. I love him. I'm saying that, great. You played 40 games a year. Can you really play 60? I don't know. Time will tell.
Fair point.
We believe you can, but we got to protect ourselves in case you can't. Now he goes and he's like, oh, I can. Of course, you got to believe in yourself, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's no different than those guys signing those 8-year deals and out of the entry level, and it's projection, right? So this is the same thing here, but there has to be concerns. Can he do it? It's a totally different mentality, right? Murray in Pittsburgh, Fleury leaves. You don't have your safety buoy, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a different mentality for a goaltender when you know that there's another guy there. When you're the guy, there's a lot different types of pressure, and that pressure goes up 4, 5, 6, 7 notches. So that's the problem probably they're running into right now with Swayman. And then can he? I believe he can do it. Absolutely. If there's one guy, he's got some swag and everything, he can do it. But it has to be a level of concern if you're an organization, if your guy's never done it.
Call him Jeremy Swagman.
Swagman.
Cody in the Toyota chat asking, any chance for Demko to compete for the Vezina? Well, he's have to get healthy first.
Yeah.
Always tough coming off of injury. Who knows how much time he ends up missing at the start of this year.
Yeah.
I really like him.
I do
too, yeah.
He's a great goal, but it's one of the hardest positions to recover injury-wise from.
Yep,
I mean, it's
for
just so physical. It's such a physical position.
Yeah, we are an Avs podcast, and yes, we are biased at times. So for me, footy talk, I think he would do well in a full season being healthy with those guys. He would be one of my top 3 guys to be in the Vezina conversation.
But is he healthy?
But again, it came out last weekend that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's question mark. I mean, you feel for the guy. You almost feel bad. You know what I mean? And even though he is a BC Eagle, you feel bad for him.
Yep. It's not an uncommon event with goalies, too, to go through injuries. I know Markstrom had a stretch like that as well.
Oh, Varley. Look at Varley.
Varley, Francois, plenty of Avs goalies have struggled with it.
Varley had to reconfigure, like, his way of training in the summers, you know what I mean, to be able to, and again, he's still playing, so kudos to Varley for sure, doing the right things to be able to have a lengthy career in the National Hockey League.
Really quick, AJ slipped his Masterton Trophy vote on there on our list as well, which is Landy, which I think we can all agree, if and when Landy does come back onto the ice for an NHL game and actually plays, feels pretty easy to just give him that Masterton.
Oh, the Masterton. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's fair to even have anybody else.
It'll have been over 2 full years since the last time he played an NHL game, so
that is like, just look at Torrey Krug yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Gabe, it's been freaking 2.5 years.
Yep.
I mean,
that's a tap in.
It's unreal. Like, it's tough.
So hopefully Landy does get healthy and locks in at least one award for the Avs this year. Not that I have some other hot takes with some Avs trophies around here, but Landy could be on the list.
I got an Av in the next one.
I don't, but it's going to be fun. Don't worry.
Oh, yes.
Before we get into maybe the most obvious pick of award on this podcast, we are brought to you by those folks over at Toyota. Make sure you're getting yourself into a vehicle that you like and can get you to where you want to go. They have a vehicle for everyone. 17 different all-wheel vehicles capable of going off-road, whether it's a truck like the Tundra or the Tacoma, whether it's an SUV like the 4Runner, who all of my friends like. Hey, hang on a minute. The 4Runner, great car. Great vehicle.
Car.
I love it.
Truck.
It's an SUV. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people call trucks SUVs. It's a weird thing. Anyway, not my point. My point is, my friend got one in white. Why?
I
Do
mean,
you just like having a dirty car? Or
but it's cooler and it doesn't absorb the heat in the summertime.
I guess that's true.
I mean, I'm a dark car guy for the dirt reason.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had a white. I think one of my first cars was a white Ford Explorer.
No.
But I mean, I don't mind white.
No. When you go get your Toyota, make sure you get it in like black or navy or
right.
dark blue or
Okay.
something. All right.
Or slate gray. Yeah.
Slate gray works too. Not white. Just not white. Go get your Toyota, whatever color it is, at your local Front Range dealerships. Of course, they're the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche, not just us here at DNVR. So you can rep the Avs a little bit too when you get yourself a Toyota at any location, including but not limited to AutoNation Toyota in Arapahoe. Oh God, I just scrolled my list. I always mess
Every
up the
time
Toyota
that one,
list.
yeah.
I know. It's all good. We got there. Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Again, the official vehicle of DNVR. Once you've got your Toyota in the bag, make sure you drive, you chill. Don't do these two things together. But once you drive your Toyota home, go get yourself a Coors. Coors Light, the beer literally made to chill, and to help you to not have to do something you shouldn't do, Coors Light can get delivered right to your front door with CoorsLight.com/DNVR, thanks to Instacart. So you can just sit at home and get your beer delivered. You don't have to go out there and drive your Toyota around. Make sure you check them out. Obviously, they've been here brewed in Colorado for a very, very long time, so we love them here. Of course, their mountains on the bottles and cans turn blue, so literally made to chill. You know, you'll see me drinking some on the watch-alongs this year when we enjoy some Avs goals. So it should be fun. Who knows? Maybe we'll do some super chat inspirations for shotgunning Coors on the watch-along this year. Could be a fun time. We'll see how it goes. You sound excited for that. Giz ready to go.
Send it.
Rudo has ended up shirtless because of super chats. I hope you're aware.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah, I did
multiple times.
couple of shirtless times. I had a lipstick on a few times, at least once.
Okay. All right.
Some good options.
This could get interesting then. Wonderful.
We have some interesting super
whatever.
chat. It's
be your-
always fun.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
They get behind it and they go.
Okay.
All right.
Chad goes.
Well, get in on that diehards then. Let's go.
Make sure
Super
you-
chats.
you're-
Do it. Let's rock and roll.
Make sure you're getting your Coors Lights. Of course, please drink responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche Podcast. All right. We all know when it comes to the Norris that the obvious pick for this podcast is Cale Makar. AJ has it. I'm assuming both of you at least have it unless you have some explaining to do.
Is Curtis McDermott a forward or a D?
I don't
kidding.
think- I don't think
By
that
the
applies
way,
to this
that
question.
is not. You guys know I love him, so that is just a little side joke, but I love him.
Cale Makar's my pick.
Yeah.
I
easy
mean, the
enough.
only other one that's going to sniff at it would be the Rainer, and that's Quinn Hughes because I think he's fantastic. But I love the whole entire Hughes family. But yeah, for me, it's Makar. I mean, I'm in love with the way that guy plays hockey.
God,
I think he's just complete.
I call him the best player on the planet. So,
I think he's
mean,
fantastic.
I mean, so how can you be the best player on the planet and not win the best
Agreed.
defenseman? So, yeah, he's my guy. He's my guy. He's like, if I wish, in my dreams, that who could I freaking skate like? You know, if I
Yeah,
could
for
redo
sure.
it, he'd be the guy. It's just like, I don't think you can make it up. That's how good it is. Like, I don't think you make it. He's above making it up. How's that?
He's just better at it than everybody
he's
else.
so
I don't know what to
freaking-
tell you.
I don't know. He's just so good. And that doesn't mean that Hughes or Fox or, all those guys are not good. I just think he is a step, he's a cut, whatever you want to call it, above the rest.
He's a great player, and I think health matters. I think stays healthy. That's really a
Does matter,
factor
for
for sure. But what a hockey player! Oof, da.
Did AJ take my car too?
He did.
Thank you, AJ.
So
we
from-
will not fight.
3 out of 4, Makar, and I am taking Evan Bouchard.
Yikes!
You'll see in a minute why I took Evan Bouchard.
I
But
like him.
my point is, Bouch has kind of developed certainly on both ends of his game, but look, he has. I think the one thing that really separates him from pretty much all the other defensemen, at least on the offensive side of the puck right now, is he has that slap shot.
Oh,
Makar
that's
doesn't
on-
really do a truly elite slap shot like
Yeah.
that. Neither does Fox. Obviously not Hughes either. So I think that's the one thing, especially on the power play, where he can separate himself a little bit. And as his defensive game continues to round out, that Edmonton team you expect to be very good around him again this year, gives him an opportunity to be one of the best defensemen in the NHL. Norris also a trophy where they really... there seems to be a little bit of they don't like to give it to the same guys over and over again compared to some of these other awards. So I
Like
could see
Ray
them.
Bork, Paul Coffey.
Yeah, well, they did
like
it
two
for
guys
years.
in like 20 years was winning.
and
It's
they
great.
said, "All right, let's not do this anymore. Let's spread it around."
I got a
little
question
bit."
on the Norris, though. I want to know you guys' take. You know, there's a lot of talk out there saying like, oh, the Norris should be, or it should be a different category, like for the best defensive defenseman.
They need a defensive defenseman award. I agree.
Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
And would it be a different guy?
I mean, the homer pick is you take Devon Taves for that other one.
All right. What if I take Makar for that one?
I think you could make an argument.
Yeah, I think you could make an argument for that.
Probably not last year. His defense did fall off a little bit last year, but
okay. No, but we do agree that maybe they should come up with a you know.
I mean, they have the Selke.
Whatever.
They should have a.
Well, we'll shout out DLS. The Craig Ludwig Award. They should call that.
There you go.
Yeah, defensive defenseman.
You know, Heiskanen would be in the mix for that every year too, for sure.
Shout out to Ludsey. You know.
Yeah,
That was a true defenseman.
Stay at home.
Stay at home D. You know what I mean?
roughly 1 million block shots.
Those shin pads were the best. We got to ask him to come on the show with his shin pads. There's no way he does not have them. They're in his basement somewhere. Those things should be in the Hall of Fame. They were sick.
How many of those do you go through a year, do you think?
Oh, I think it's the same ones forever.
Wow.
That's
AJ,
why I want to ask him.
Trust, buddy. Trust. There's a reason I'm doing this, okay?
What's AJ saying? Is he being a menace again?
He's saying it's like me rolling up and just eating a Carolina Reaper just for the memes. It'll make sense in like 10 minutes, I promise.
But I do like Bouchard. You know that. I've always liked Evan Bouchard. Yep. I've had arguments about Evan Bouchard when he was in Bakersfield, saying that he will become. I had never said he's going to win the Norris. I'm not going to take that credit, but I've always said he's going to become an elite player in the National Hockey League. So I was right on that one. It's not like I hate your take. You know what I mean?
It's not a terrible take.
No. It's not.
Let's move on to the Hart Trophy then.
Oh, God, he's escaping.
Going next.
Wait, are you looping back to that at some point?
Very soon.
Oh, boy.
He's got Evan Bouchard for the Hart. That's why. All right.
Oh, boy.
AJ taking McDavid. No big surprise of an answer there. Obviously, MacKinnon, the reigning Hart Trophy winner. Who do you two have?
I got a hot take for you.
Fire away.
God. What do you think I'm going to say? And it's not that guy.
Did you say his family earlier? No.
No. You're not going to guess this
guy.
one.
This
Is it a
guy
forward?
This guy could be a dark horse.
The goalie?
I'm taking Austin Matthews.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good call.
You
Good
and your
shout.
leads.
If he wins in Selke, especially, like,
Taking Austin Matthews. Yep.
score 70, win a Selke, you're probably in the Hart conversation, I imagine.
70 butts. B-U-T-S. Butts. You
Taking
guys know
Matthews.
what a butt is, right?
Yeah.
I
I
do.
know what a butt is.
I
Yes.
do. All right. You want mine?
Yes.
Don't fall off your chair. I can't see him going backwards. I'm taking the dog.
Back to back it?
I'm going back to back MVP. He's pulling a Jokic. Was it back to back Jokic? Or is it
Going
two out of
back.
two?
Yeah, it was back to back.
Back to
I
back.
believe, yeah.
So I'm going the dog back to back. And I'm going to give you a little sneaky dark horse here. You mentioned his name earlier, the family. I don't know something about him. I feel there's a little something special about him. Jack Hughes.
Hughes.
I don't know why. Again, you talk about being healthy.
Love Jack.
You talk about staying healthy, and he's got some Patrick Kane in him, some Showtime. Showtime. Did he ever win it?
I think
Kaner?
he did.
I
I think
think
he
so.
did once.
Did he? I think that's your dark horse. I do believe Nate wins it. I can't see him taking a step backwards. I can't. He is a menace, like AJ on the chat. You know what I mean? Like, he is our menace out there, and I think it's for him. It's his to take. It's his to take, and I think he's going to deliver again.
Kane did win it in 2016.
That's what I thought.
AJ does make a good point in the chat there, Tiff, and I agree with it. Yep.
Yeah. A little Bedard
Hawks
action.
get in. Bedard. Schneikes. San Jose gets in. I mean, anybody outside the realm, if one of these young kids pulls out something amazing, I would throw
You
them
know
into
they're
the
in the
mix for
conversation.
sure. But if the Hawks go on some miraculous run and Bedard follows up that first season with just numbers on numbers, then yeah, Bedard's in the hunt too. But
For sure.
I think Austin Matthews with that C on his chest, you could just see it in his eyes when he got it pinned on him. He's like, yep, go time.
You know, Kucherov's always a perennial guy in that conversation, too. There's a number of guys you could go with. But to circle in and make my picks make sense, Cale Makar is going to win the Hart Trophy this year
Wow, I didn't see that one coming.
as a defenseman.
I
They can't
love
gi-
it.
They can't give him the Hart and the Norris, so that's why Bouchard gets the Norris.
Okay.
I love
Giving
it.
it to Cale Makar. I think after a season as good as it was last year, where it felt like he had so much more in the tank, I think we see MacKinnon, I don't want to call it fall off, but I don't think he puts up another 140-point season. Maybe it's more like 120. And Cale Makar can fill that in with his own 120-point season. As a defenseman, at that point, he's got to be in the Hart conversation if he does something crazy like that. I do believe Makar is capable of being that good, as some of you guys have already mentioned in the Norris Trophy. The big thing is he has to stay healthy. If he could play a full 82-game season at his best, I think he could be the first defenseman since Orr to win the Hart, I think.
Is it?
There might have been someone else in there. I'd have to go look, but I don't remember any other defenseman winning it.
I don't remember. I do not believe so.
I don't think so either.
So
I think Bobby Orr's the last guy.
that's what I think, too, when I looked, but I might be misremembering.
Hey, listen, I love hot pepper flakes. You know what I mean? And you're spicy today. I like it.
But
you make sense.
Had to spice things
But
up
you
a
make
little
sense.
bit,
You do make sense.
at the very least.
No,
So-
you do make sense. As much as I say it's spicy, it's good spicy. You know, like it's not like it's not like those contests where you're trying to eat the hot pepper
Oh,
and you need a
God.
glass of milk next to you and
Yeah,
you're
no, thank
sweating
you.
and you're like passing out. You know,
Can't do that.
hot
Why do people
takes.
do that? It's just not comfortable.
Yeah, it's not for
To
me.
each their own.
It's
To
not
each
for
their
me.
own.
I'd go on hot ones, though. Not that I'd have anything interesting to say, but that's okay.
I like it.
For me, yeah, look, how many of those things do you think we got correct? Do we think we have the winner in all four categories?
I believe so.
I mean, I feel pretty good about these, to be quite honest. I mean, maybe the last one's a little spicy. The Hart.
I think we probably have a good chance of having the Hart winner. We kind of didn't diversify enough for the Norris, probably.
No.
Also left off Hellebuck for the Vezina. I don't know. I think we'll get at least two of the four right. I'll put it
Well,
to you
who
that
did
way.
AJ take for Vezina?
Swayman.
Oh, true. Yeah, great pick. How's your mug, by the way, Giz, on that? I can't see.
I don't think I have. I don't think I have a
he has
caricature yet.
a real face.
Yeah,
That's his
it's his
real
real
life
me.
face on there.
Oh, that's
So,
your real face there?
That's it.
Jeez, my eyes are so good.
That's it. Yeah.
I thought it was a character.
Sorry for making Tiff have to type out Shesterkin as well.
she's used to us throwing insane names at her
Goodness
all the
gracious.
time. Yeah, it's part of the job now. Yeah, what was AJ's hot take? Is that his hot take that Landy drops 20 this year?
That's yeah.
I feel
Drops 20 bucks?
yeah.
You guys have a spicy take?
I feel like that's not that spicy because Landy just finds a way to score 20 every year that he plays. So,
It's two.
spicy take,
Spicy take for
just in general.
the season.
Yeah. Let's see. I did not prepare one, so
I'm going to go. We are an Avalanche podcast. I am not biased. I am truthful. I think the Avs hit a top 3 amount of points in franchise history.
whew, that's a lot of points, buddy. That's a lot of wins.
Just saying.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I got the Blackhawks making the playoffs.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. I don't think they do, but I like it.
Yep, that's my hot take.
I think for a spicy take around the league. All right. I don't know if this counts because it's technically a next year thing, but I'm going to say Sidney Crosby does not re-sign.
Oh.
Somebody said earlier, future Av. Future Av, Sidney Crosby.
Wow, that's a hot one.
Pittsburgh to the mountains.
Okay.
Steel City of the Rocky Mountains.
I have one more award I wanted to talk about with you guys that I didn't put on the list because this is a very loaded award question. Who wins the Conn Smythe?
Oh, well, shoot. I mean, that's not fair.
All right, I got one.
I'll go first with the bias.
I got
answer.
one.
I took Makar for Hart. I think it's MacKinnon's turn to win the Conn Smythe.
All right.
He's going to be the playoff beast for the Avs this year.
I'm going to go like this. I think the Rangers come out of the East.
All the way?
Rangers come out of the East.
All right.
And I'm going back again. Back-to-back prediction. Avs are coming out of the West. Now, if you ask me today, my gut is Avs get goalied by Shesterkin and he wins the Conn Smythe.
Oof. Tough answer for this pod, but I
No,
like it.
I know, but I'm saying, I'm just saying, I think the Avs, they're going to have a great year. I just said they're going to be top 3 in franchise history. I think they're going to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. That is not biased. That is my true, honest opinion. I think lots of things are going to happen during the season. The roster you see at the start of the year, it won't be the same roster first game of the playoffs.
For sure.
Goaltending. And then, I'm sorry, I had to slide it in there. It's a joke. God, maybe not. And I do believe that. I don't know, there's something about the Rangers. There's something about the Rangers. Dwayne's probably, if he's listening right now, Dwayne's proud, But
It's such a hard spot to put me in on day 3.
That's the goal.
I like my answer, though.
I kind of like. I'm gonna go middle of the road initially here. Then
Just pick Connor McDavid again. It's
no,
fine.
well,
When Gretzky retired, buddy, you can't.
no. I mean, I kind of feel like it's an Avs Rangers final.
All right.
I'm gonna take it to the limit. I'm gonna say it's Game 7.
Woo.
I'll say if Shesterkin goalies him, which he really probably will because he's just so good, it's him. But otherwise, I'm going MacKinnon.
My man.
However, the hottest of hot takes on this is that the reason why
Oh, boy.
the Colorado Avalanche make it into the Stanley Cup and potentially contend and win is because they get their captain back. And he doesn't necessarily contribute the numbers-wise that would put him in the Conn Smythe conversation, but just the emotional presence of having your leader back in the locker room at the right time propels them into the Stanley Cup. They peak at the right time, and they muster through one more time for their boy Landy, and so he becomes the sentimental and heartbeat of the team to win the Conn Smythe.
I like it.
Be a hell of a story, that's for sure.
That's why sports is sports, baby.
All right, look, if Logan O'Connor has a 65-point season, he's winning the Selke, all right?
Gotta give him the MVP. I mean, the season MVP. Give him the heart.
A lot of good hot takes in here, by the way. Utah making the playoffs.
No.
I think there was one that Edmonton wins the President's Trophy and then gets bounced in the first round. Clayton Keller, 100 points.
Yeah, probably.
A Rantanen Conn Smythe. Some good options out there for sure.
A Rantanen and Conn Smythe's a good one. That's a good take.
I didn't really include these because I feel like they often just end up getting muddled in with the Hart Trophy conversation. But
Lindsay?
Matthews for the Rocket feels pretty easy.
Sure.
Art Ross, McDavid, Draisaitl, the usual suspects, or do you think someone else can pop off with a big point season?
Mac, I mean.
Sure.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah. I think the usual suspects are.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I didn't include it on here because I figured just about as much.
I mean, there's just not going to be any drop off, right? So, I mean, those guys aren't slowing down right now.
Yeah.
Is Mario Lemieux making a comeback?
Yeah. Then the other question I had, not really an award, and it's just a yes or no. Does Ovi get there this year, or is it going to take one more?
Oh, gosh, good question.
I think he needs about 40.
I think 42.
Is it 42?
Yeah, I think it's going to be super tight.
I read it like a couple days
super
ago.
tight.
Okay.
I'm going to say no.
One more year?
Yeah, I think it's going to have to take a second. Yeah, it's going to be so
That's
close.
just me. Yeah, I think it's no.
All right.
He's going to come in hot, though. I'll tell you what, he's going to give it a go.
He's going to get there no matter how long it takes. He'll just keep playing, I think.
Yeah.
But.
Exactly.
Russian machine, no break.
Yeah, exactly.
I must break you.
I must break you.
If he dies, he dies.
If he does, he does.
Great movie.
Das Vedonia. Been to Moscow before, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Very scary.
Not what I thought was about to come out of your mouth, but understandable.
Had a white Russian and white red square. I got that going for me.
All right.
But yeah, been there. Scary. Probably
All
won't
right.
go there
Apparently
again.
beautiful though.
Very gorgeous. Very, very pretty.
Let's
Very scary.
rein it in a little bit, and I want to talk about internal awards a little bit. I mean, these aren't really awards, but some statistical prowess on Colorado specifically. Who's the goals leader this year for the Colorado Avalanche? I think you pretty much have to choose MacKinnon or Rantanen. I think anyone else
I
is
think it's
probably
McKinnon. He loves to
unrealistic,
score.
but-
I mean, just watching him when he doesn't, he's so fired up. It's like he's on a hunt, man. I mean, I remember last season when he was on a streak. It was like, give me the puck.
Yeah.
So I think it's Rantanen.
Yeah, I'm going Rantanen.
I want it to be Rantanen. I'll put it to you that way. Not that MacKinnon isn't awesome, but when Mikko's at his best, that dude could score 60. He really
Yeah.
could.
Go Mikko.
Yeah.
All right,
I got one.
go.
Best newcomer. AJ, we're waiting. Best newcomer.
What counts as a newcomer?
Well, new player. Like,
Yeah, but
Oliver
can I say
Schilling.
Cal Ritchie? But
Yeah.
I don't think that it will.
No,
be Ritchie
Cal
for the
Ritchie,
record, but-
Brandstrom, Shillington, Parker. Who else am I missing?
I like
Yeah,
Brandstrom
Parker
a lot.
Kelly's on
Calvin
there.
DeHaan.
I'm a big Brandstrom guy. I'm also, obviously, as I've made it very clear, a very big Calvin DeHaan fan. I think what Calvin's going to provide to this team isn't going to necessarily be seen by everybody, though. I don't think the naked eye will necessarily pick up the contributions that Cal's going to make.
That's when you look at their stats and they have a top 5 penalty kill or something.
Right, or
that could be
just
Calvin
what he's
DeHaan,
going to
yeah.
bring in terms of just stability in the locker
Yep.
room and just
Nolan Pratt's eyes. He's got to be one of his favorites. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
and then that would make him valuable. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? You know,
yeah. I think he's got a
in a
chance
good
to
way.
really
This
make
is
an
a good
impact.
comment. This is not a negative comment.
I want to go with Brandstrom on this one. I really do. I think it'll be very, very interesting because it does feel like Shillington and Brandstrom are kind of competing for the same spot in the lineup. But I think there's a world where by February, Brandstrom's playing on your second pairing if things go well for him in Colorado. So I'm going to take Brandstrom. I think in a lot of ways he fits into the Av system and could almost be a Sam Girard replacement. Heaven forbid they trade Sam Girard, but who knows what the future holds. So
No, I like it. And Middlestad doesn't count, right? Played
No,
too
he
many
was- he
games.
was
All
here
right,
last
played too many games. That's
I give
fair.
you Kovalenko if you wanted to pick him, but
All right. I'm still lukewarm on him. I'm just
I know.
not because I didn't see it.
Hey, but he's at the NHL rookie showcase,
Yeah, which
so
means-
whatever that means for you, yeah.
Means nothing. Yeah. So, but I'm just when I say lukewarm, it's just because we didn't see it.
I
Meaning
agree.
he got injured. Not
Yep.
not
No,
didn't
I
see
know,
it
I
from
know.
him. We saw a little bit. Shirley's a good pick. Kovalenko, I'm anxious to see. I just am
Yep.
anxious to see how he adapts because he's not a kid. He's not 18. You know what I mean? So this is what is he? 25 now? Like right?
25,
Yeah.
26 maybe even?
So this is
No, I think
this
25.
is you make it or
or you
or
don't.
you have a
yeah.
Shipashov or whatever. You know what I mean? Where you think he's going to be good in the league and then he just can't adapt.
Yep.
Never thought I'd be saying that name so much again.
Don't think the hype is quite as much as it was around Ship, but
No, but you know what I mean.
can I take the cop-out answer maybe and just say X trade deadline acquisition? Whatever guy they go out and get
All right.
might be the best
You're
newcomer
allowed.
this year.
It's called future considerations.
There you go. There you go.
Futures. Not just happens in trades, it happens in predictions.
Yeah.
Future consideration.
Now you're
Future
talking.
considerations.
Who
What was
wins
AJ's
the
take?
who wins the Jack Adams this year?
Hold on, what was AJ's
Well, if
take on best
Chicago makes the
newcomer?
playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see it. Did AJ? I don't think he had
He
one.
didn't have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Chicago makes playoffs.
That'd be tough to
Sure.
out Jack Adams. And that's, like, let's be real. The Jack Adams Award is basically goes to the most improved team.
Basically.
Not
Yeah.
the actual best coach.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I liked what talk last year, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you talk year before was we'd have to look it up, I don't remember, but But you're right. It's usually the biggest point jump. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You know, from one year to another. Hey, a lot of good coaches out there. It's a shame freaking Bednar is never considered. You know, I do believe he's
It was Talk, then Monty.
a top coach. Oh, yeah,
and
Monty's
then
right.
Daryl.
Yeah, I do believe Jared Bednar is an excellent coach and, you know, should be considered every year. And for some reason, he's not, you know, but whatever. You know, it is what it is. And you have to look and you have to live in the market. You have to be there and see, you know, like 2 years ago with all the injuries. And,
Yeah.
you know, for me, it was a masterful coaching job by Bednar and Ray Bennett and Pratt and those guys. You know what I mean? I really thought it was. You know, it's easy to say, oh, they're MacKinnon and Makar. And, you know, that year was tough. After a Stanley Cup summer, after all the injuries they endured, you know, he should have hands down been at least a nominee. He wasn't, right? He wasn't even a nominee.
I don't remember.
I'm going to say no.
Absolutely should have won it in 17.
But he should have won
18,
it. So forget about being a nominee. And no offense to Monty or anybody. You know, by the end, Monty freaking gets the record most points in the history of the league. You know, so, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I mean, guys, you're never going to have it perfect, right? You're just never going to have it perfect.
Yeah, it's always tough. Last one here, and it was mentioned a little bit in the chat. The President's Trophy. I don't think it'll be the Avs because I think the Avs have learned, hey, even if we're in the position to win the President's Trophy, maybe we take the last 10 games of the season to recuperate a little bit instead of going for it, so we're ready for the playoffs. Whoever was in chat said Edmonton. I think that's a good shout.
Yep.
You guys both have the Rangers coming out of the East, so maybe them.
Maybe them.
They did last year, right?
Yeah.
I'm going back to back. President's Trophy. The Rangers.
There's
All right.
Rangers.
There's a team that somehow just keeps popping into my head this year.
boy.
MSG. World's most famous arena. MSG.
Is it the world's most famous or just the U.S.?
No, but I mean the slogan there is the world's most famous
Yeah,
arena.
sure, but is it accurate? Or
Hell of a place to watch a hockey game. Anything,
I don't know,
actually.
but MSG, I mean,
Concert?
everyone knows it.
is it
right?
more famous than like
The
whatever that
O2 Arena?
football soccer stadium in
Well, for
England
me it
is?
is.
Man, or Old Trafford?
Sure,
For
I
me it
don't know
is.
the names.
Yeah, that's MSG.
For me,
All
it
right,
is.
I'm good with it. Good with Edmonton.
I like Edmonton's a pick. Like I said, is there magic? Is there lightning in a bottle in Music City?
No, I know you guys are feeling it, but I don't feel a President's Trophy run or a Cup run for them.
All right.
But I could be wrong. They certainly have the talent to do it. There's no if Saros balls out, if Stamkos plays like he's capable of, certainly possible.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. That's all I really had for today's show. Any other random shouts for random awards? Because the NHL secretly has a million of them and just nobody cares about them.
No, I mean, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a freaking awesome season again.
I'm
A lot of
hopeful.
storylines, a lot of.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. You know what I mean? But I do believe, and again, we're talking about awards. I do believe, and again, I said it the other day. I'll say it again. There should be a freaking Wayne Gretzky award out there. Come on,
How's that not a thing?
come on.
How's that not a thing yet?
I don't know, but it should be.
What would you give it for?
I don't know, best friggin' player in the world. Like, you know,
What would you attach it to? So
I don't know.
I will give you guys the weirdest award won in Avalanche history to end the show. There is an Avs player that won the King Clancy Memorial Trophy for leadership on and off the ice. He won it in 2001. You'll never guess who it is.
King Clancy.
Yep.
01?
Yep.
I should know that.
It's none of the big names.
No, I know. 01.
I don't know it.
Forward or D?
Forward. You'll never get it. It's Sean Podine.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, I was just about to say, yeah.
Uh-huh, sure. You're definitely just about to say that one. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
No, it's true. I knew that.
The weirdest award. And then the Avs trophy case right there.
Okay.
Not that it's that weird, but
The Clancy.
you see Sakic, Forsberg, McKinnon names in there all the time, and then there's a Sean Podine in there too. So that's it. That's all the time we got. You saw the notification on there. Like and subscribe here on YouTube. That helps us out a ton. We are back tomorrow with a Friday show of some kind. It should be fun. We hope to see you there. And next week, hockey stuff starts happening. So be ready for a slew of content on the Rookie Face-Off from us. We will talk to you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.